let's dive into the book because what's interesting is Ed Slott is referred to as America's CPA, the foremost authority on IRAs in the country, maybe in the world. And he says one of the best single exemptions in the tax code is life insurance. And then you have all these people, these gurus online saying that life insurance is a scam and it's the worst place to put money and all this stuff. What's the disconnect there? How do you have America's CPA telling you one thing and then all these other gurus that really have a lot of great things to share also put that in their messaging? Where is this gap coming from?
Well, for starters, I think Ed Slott's a CPA, so he does actually understand the tax code. You look at all of these other, so-called financial gurus, Susie Orman, Ramit Sethi. These are self-proclaimed financial gurus. They don't really have any licenses. They aren't CPAs. And so remember, at the end of the day, their job is to sort of package one size fits all financial planning advice that is easily digestible by a broad swath of America, right? So if they were, for example, were to say, hey, life insurance is okay in situations A, B, and C, but not situations D, E, and F, and all of a sudden America's like, well, gosh, okay, so you can't really give me tailored, customized financial planning advice because your answer is, well, it depends. It depends on the situation. I mean, I was just listening, for example, to a Susie Orman podcast in which she says you should never, ever, 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 under any circumstances, do cash value life insurance. And then, as you rightly point out, Ed Slott on the other end of the spectrum says it's one of the single greatest benefits in the IRS tax code. And if you ignore it at your own peril, right? So Ed Slott is very much about nuance. He's very much about sometimes it fits, sometimes it doesn't. But really, you should be aware that the benefits that are out there, you should take advantage of every nook and cranny in the IRS tax code. And Susie Orman has to adopt a much more nuanced approach. Sorry, a much more unnuanced approach because she has to package, a message that will apply to every single one of her listeners across every possible demographic. Because in the very moment that you say, well, Susie Orman is good some of the times, but just, the other 50% of the time, it doesn't really apply to me, then she's lost you. She's lost your attention. So financial gurus have to package information in 10-second sound bites so that you feel like you've understood the entire uh, extent of the topic based on that 10-second soundbite. And as you and I know, Daniel, that is simply impossible to do. There's so much nuance out there. There's so many different situations. There's so many different types of scenarios that are so different one from another that you couldn't possibly get any sort of coherent advice from that type of watered down financial advice.
I've never collected the data, but if I had to guess, I would say more people come into my office with a negative natural stigma about annuities and life insurance than come in with a positive or neutral disposition about those. I think a lot of that is this marketing message, these 10-second sound bites you keep referring to about, you hear these things like, I hate annuities and you should too. And then someone sees that enough times and they internalize it. How does that start to get fixed? Because I feel like it's very damaging for the consumer that actually needs these tools and thinks they're bad, trying to do the right thing. How does that start? Is it, I mean, I feel like with what you're doing, that's a really positive way to help balance the scales. But in your view, what does it take to actually fix that?
I think it's a lot of the messaging that comes from our side of the table, Daniel. Frankly, all you got to do is look on TikTok and Instagram and elsewhere and see that the messaging behind, for example, index universal life or fixed index annuities is all wrong, right? So people are walking around with a hammer. Okay, that's index universal life or an annuity, and everything looks like a nail. So these are silver bullet, one size fit all panacea type investments, according to these people. And I know you're the same way. I've always believed that we should take advantage of every nook and cranny in the IRS tax code. So the IUL only works when utilized in concert with all of the other tax-free vehicles out there, Roth IRAs, Roth 401ks, Roth conversions. Annuities only work when utilized with a stock market portfolio, right? So that they enhance each other. There's just a lot of synergy when all of these streams of income get used in concert one with another. And when you preach just IUL as the only place you should be saving money, I mean, we give all of the other, bona fide tax-free streams of income short shrift. And so my message has been, let's be very clear about having a balanced, comprehensive approach to tax-free retirement. It's not about one product. It's about utilizing the various nooks and crannies in the IRS tax code in concert one with another to maximize your after-tax cash flow in retirement. So my message has been, look, let's be more balanced and comprehensive, and let's focus less on individual products. Folks, my upcoming book, The Guru Gap, How America's Financial Gurus Are Leading You Astray and How to Get Back on Track, is now available for pre-order on Amazon. Take the opportunity to order your copy today. By the way, in the next 10 years, I'm looking to put 1 million Americans on the road to the 0% tax bracket. If you would like some help implementing a balanced, comprehensive approach to tax-free retirement that shields you from the impact of higher taxes down the road, head on over to davemcknight.com and click on the Connect with an Advisor button. I'm happy to refer you to an advisor in the Power Zero network that has been trained, vetted, and qualified personally by me. If you're a financial professional and want to learn how to become a certified Power Zero advisor, head over to powerzero.com and opt into my free video series. And if you have any comments or questions, feel free to drop them into the comment section below. I'll respond to every single one of them personally. And don't forget to click like, subscribe, and the bell so you never miss a video. This is Dave McKnight. I look forward to seeing you on the next video.